There are two kinds of people in this world. The people who fail to do what they know they should, and those who keep doing things they know they shouldn't. Guess what? You're both. Hi, I'm your podcast host and life and business coach, Farzaneh Barker, aka your loving kick in the pants. In this podcast, I'll teach you the 6 steps of my accountability code framework that will enable you to wake up with clarity and show up with aligned action steps that make follow through easy and peaceful. When you're ready for more, head to FarzanehBarker.com and we'll chat about your next goal. All right, let's dive in. Hello, my beautiful people. You are in for a treat because you're going to meet my backbone. Okay, she's not my backbone. She's like the heart that makes my backbone super strong, even though sometimes I'm very impatient with her son, aka my husband. Okay, you guys have the honor of hearing from my mother-in-law. Her name is Farzaneh Barker. Are you excited to be here?
Of course.
This is going to go down in history. We don't really have a topic other than people are like, Marcy, how are you so confident? How are you so amazing? How do you do all the things that you do? And I'm like, it's my secret weapon, my mother-in-law. So tell me, what was your first impression of me?
Sunshine. I thought of you as a sunshine. You had a beautiful face, beautiful hair, blonde hair, and shining, and your smile made me feel like a sunshine.
Aww.
That's all I remember of you on our first meeting.
Well, that's nice. Okay, tell everybody where you're from, because the first time I heard you talk, I was like, I don't really know what she's saying. I'm going to have to listen real closely because you have a thick accent, but now it's easy for me. But tell everybody a little bit about where you're from.
I am from Iran. Iran, not Iran. I didn't run. I walked to the airport and I came from Tehran, Iran, to America.
How old were you?
Okay, I was old. I was in my 20s.
That's not old. And you went to school a lot of different places. I feel like you have a lot of experiences that shaped how you brought things into your marriage, and a lot of the advice that you give me too, I feel like is based on your experience, yeah?
Yes. I've been at the school. I went to Iran's university, and then I went to India, New Delhi's university. I studied archaeology and religion, and I ended up to be computer scientist in United States of America.
Yeah. And she's always harped on me, go get a good job. And I'm like, I'm my own boss. Why would I want to go get another boss? But one thing, if you guys have read my book, if you haven't, go get my audiobook. But in my book, I talk about my mother-in-law really helping me get an education, and really at the beginning it was like demanding. You're like, you're going to go to college, and I was like, I don't think so. And you said, yes, you're going to go get that piece of paper, and I was like, I don't really know. But what was it about your value in education that you really made sure I knew that you wanted me to do that too?
When you get that piece of paper, you've been gone to school. That means you have learned something. You have get admission to real life, because school prepares you for real life, not just learning. You can learn it anywhere, but that piece of paper gives you validation.
Yeah.
Validates your accomplishments.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, I'm glad I got it to say that I got it. For some reason, people, you guys, I did an extra year of college. I don't know why. I got my teaching license. I'd never liked school at all. But you and Dan made it really easy. You guys, your whole life was like my kids. Yeah. And tell me something that when we started having kids, did your perspective change of like what you thought I should do and what you thought Aubrey should do?
No, I thought God is behind you. God is carrying you with him. And each child is blessing. It has been blessing to my life. Of course, it has been blessing to yours too.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think anything should be changed.
Good. One thing that I love to do is call you and tell you all of my successes because I know that it makes you happy. And I think that that's been really cool to recognize that I have a bigger impact than just me. And I think that that is really great. So what is it about you that makes you so happy when you see your kids succeed?
That is, my life is accomplished. I have done something right, which my children become a good father, good husband, valuable son, and they are not depending on me to take care of them. It makes me feel proud. And when you are doing well, just you, it makes me even happier because I know my children are happy. And all of you are happy. So my life is accomplished. I am ready to go.
No. Last time I was in town, we went to the bank to run some errands, and you've always been very generous. Okay, you guys, listeners, this sums up how Farzana treats her sons. Okay, we're playing Monopoly. We're playing a family game. I love playing board games. Aubrey's family is not big on board games at all. And we're playing Monopoly, and Aubrey lands on somebody's property where he has to pay rent. And you gave all of your money to Aubrey, and you're like, here, pay the rent with this. And I said, no, that's not how it works. You can't just pay his rent. You can't pay his bills. And that sums up a lot of how you want to help your kids and your family. What is it about your personal experiences or the way you were raised that made you so desirous to help your kids in that way?
I never needed money. Every morning before I leave the house, my mother would fill my purse with somewhere equal with $200.
Oh, wow.
So I had money for anything I wanted to spend. Of course, I am not a big spender, so the money would be saved up. And I thought I am going to do the same thing with my children, but none of them cares for the money.
Yeah.
Either one of them. None of them cared to have money or they take my money. So,
yeah.
But money means nothing to me. Just have a good life with it.
Yeah.
And yes.
It's interesting because a lot of the differences between Aubrey and I around money are definitely based on the way we were raised. And in my book, I talk about how, I had to go get a job so I could get a car. And you guys gave Aubrey a car so he could go and get a job. So what would you say are some differences you've noticed between Aubrey and I as we've learned to grow together?
You guys complete each other. That's all I can say. You guys completing each other.
Yeah.
That's all I say.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you see it that way because we're definitely growing together and learning different things. And I am grateful for your example because I feel like it's helped me pass that on to my kids too, because I'm definitely not the kind of mom that's like, here's $200 in your purse. But when Aubrey and I were dating and he knew that I had to work for everything. Did you know one time I was at school and I looked at my purse and there was money in my purse from Aubrey. And I was like, okay, that's cute. I just felt there was a sense of him taking care of me that I was really glad about. And so, but I knew that is not always going to last. We have to learn the skills. We have to be able to carry it forward instead of just take. But yeah, what have you noticed in me? How have I changed? Because I was a little girl when I met. And the day we're recording this, guys, 18 years ago, I met Aubrey in the parking lot of Walmart the day we're recording this. But yes, how have I grown and matured?
To me, you always were mature more than your age. And now I can see you in different level of maturity. You are a good mother, you are a good wife, you are a good friend. I can trust you, and trust is most things I value. I can trust you. It's very important to me, the trust.
Thank you. Yeah, so last time I was here, we were at the bank doing some stuff, and I just was thinking, I wish I could repay you for all the things that you do for us. And when we were coming home, Leah, my 10-year-old, she had a pamphlet that she took from the desk at the bank, and she was like, what's umbrella insurance? Why would you need insurance for your umbrella? And I explained to her, what umbrella insurance was, and you said, you have such smart kids. This is how you repay me. You teach them and you make sure that they're good people. And in that moment, I was like, okay, I have a new level of understanding where there's not just an exchange or currency or certain lessons, but there's benefits. Everybody wants different benefits. And I've learned that one big benefit I can give to you is just being successful and sharing my good things. So I've always wished that I could record our phone calls, because I'm like, if people heard the way you talk to me, they would understand why I'm so confident. So why don't you give them a little taste of how you congratulate me when we're on the phone? And I said, hey, I just made a sale. I got a new client, or I just got a speaking engagement. What do you say?
I said, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for sharing me in your happiness. Thank you. Thank you. Tell me all the time. Just give me all the details. So make me happy and make other people happy too.
You guys, she's not even exaggerating. That's what it's like. And I've learned to say thank you and to smile and to take it all in, because I know that it's common for people to downplay their successes and their progress. And I tell my clients all the time, spend some time with me and you'll get used to talking about yourself and congratulating yourself. So I'm grateful for that. Hey, my beautiful people. The message of waking up and showing up is yours for the taking. In fact, it's completely free. All you got to do is take this quick action. I've recorded my entire audiobook and I'd love for you to consume it between episodes. Head to marcybarker.com to get instant access to the accountability code, Wake Up and Show Up. So one thing that I have told people when I'm talking about my childhood and my journey is that I think I got married at such a young age because I needed my next set of parents. And you guys definitely took care of me. And listeners, I was so lucky that Aubrey did not have any sisters because I got treated like the only daughter, and it was so nice. And then my kids came along and it changed a little bit. They cared about the kids more than me. But yeah, were you excited to get a daughter? What did you imagine your daughter might be like?
I never imagined I am going to have a daughter. But all of a sudden, Aubrey brought me a wife whom I love, and I don't think if I had a daughter, I would love her more than I love you. You are in my heart. You are my real daughter.
Yeah.
So thank you for being my daughter.
I feel the same way. When I remember Dan, so Dan passed away just over 2 years ago, but he was worried how young I was, right? What were some of his concerns? Dan said, Aubrey, don't be touching her. Don't do anything. And Aubrey's like, we're not doing anything. And I asked Dan how he felt, like, what was your first impression? Because, he had some concerns, but he just said, Aubrey kept telling me, you have to get to know her. You have to get to know her. And he's like, and I got to know you, and, it's been great. So what was Dan's take on welcoming a daughter? And I know my kids were his life, but I know a couple of times he thought I was uptight. He thought I kind of went overboard with some things. But what are some lessons that you think he passed down to me and Aubrey?
He loved you, He loved you very much. But he looked at you as a young girl, a kid, a child. But he loved you, and we were both happy about this marriage, this union. Yeah. And he was so proud of all the girls too. He did.
Yeah. At his celebration of life, I didn't realize how much my girls were his life. Like, he lived for them. And it was really amazing to know that I love my girls, but I had full support all the time. He always had something good to say, always was super, super happy. And, if I let him, he would have stolen the babies. He would have stolen the babies. What do you think he hopes to see us continue to do?
Just be as you are. Love your kids, love your family, and grow together with your husband for life and eternity.
Yeah. So what's your take on accountability? When you hear me say that a million times everywhere, all my social media, what comes to mind when you think of the word accountability?
I feel like that is 100%, 250% right. We have to be accountable for what we do, what we think, what we even think of anything. We have to be accountable for our action. Well, I am Iranian. We say, do good, think good, act good. Or say good, something like that, 3 monkeys.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel, accountable. Be accountable for what you think, not just doing it or saying it. Be accountable for what you think, what you plan for your life. Take action and be accountable. Get up and smell the coffee.
Yeah. Would you say that you've ever received a loving kick in the pants from me? Is there anything I've ever said to you or done to you that you were like, maybe I will do this now. Maybe I will take action?
I have, but I never thought I am going to take action. I just thought, well, my children do the same. Do I get mad at them? No, never. This is part of growing up. This is part of being a parent. And you see your children are growing up, and sometimes they break your heart. It's okay. You know, when the children are young, they step on your feet. When they grow up, they grow older, they step on your heart. But they don't really mean to harm you or hurt you. That's how the children are.
Yeah. Yeah. Have I ever pushed you out of your comfort zone?
Not more than I can handle it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I think that sums up the loving part, because I think everybody's got to choose to do what they want to do. You know, I can't force anybody to be accountable because it doesn't work. That's obedience. It's not accountability. So what advice would you give to my listeners if they feel like they don't have a support, like somebody like you in their corner? Because it might be easy for them to listen and say, yeah, of course Marcy's this way because she's got a support system, she's got people in her corner. What would you say to the people who maybe feel alone or not supported?
Just never feel alone. There is always a God who is watching us, and He guides us to where we are supposed to be. And just love yourself. Think what is best for you. Not my advice is best for you, because you have probably better mind, better way of life, and just think what is best for you.
I like that. That's one thing that you've always been really good at, is giving me feedback and advice, but with the caveat of, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to do what I say. And listeners, even before we recorded this, she said, I'm going to tell you something and I don't want you to get mad. And I said, okay, let me take a deep breath first. But I'm really appreciative that you've always done that, because it shows that you care, but you also understand that we're going to make our own choices.
Yes.
And do you always feel like your boys listened to you? Did you feel like they always did what you said? Or do you feel like they listened and then they were like, I'm just going to do what I want to do?
I know for sure they listened. But whatever I told them, they mix it with whatever they thought it was right. And they mix it together. So I know they are thinking, using their own brain, and at the same time they listen to me and my advice too. So it makes me happy, makes me proud of them.
Yeah.
They think of themselves.
I like that, because when I talk with my clients about feedback, I think it's really important to accept feedback, sometimes with a grain of salt and sometimes with full attention, because you just never know what the right step is going to be. So it's good to get a lot of information. Another thing that I've taught Aubrey is that sometimes I don't always want feedback right away, or ask me a question to see how I'm doing first before telling me to do something. But I've always liked that you've offered your feedback, and I've always been okay to accept it or say, maybe next time. Like last time I was here and I was wiping my face with a makeup wipe, and you're like, don't do that. And then what do we do? Oh, you said the mixture that you made for my face is a secret?
Yes.
Okay, so we won't tell anybody. But tell me what the mask was supposed to do for my face.
The mask's supposed to make your skin soft, so it moisture and feed under your skin and make it soft tone, lighter than your skin, but get rid of the wrinkles.
Yeah. Well, I did it once, but I'm not going to do it again.
Okay.
It's too much work. One thing that I really like too is you're always happy about updates. I don't think, have we ever shared any bad news with you? I mean, sometimes we have bad news, yeah. What's your reaction when you are getting bad news or something that's maybe not as favorable as you would hope?
Yes. This shall pass. That's all I think. Yeah. This shall pass. And everybody does their own experience in their own way, and everybody gets hurt sometimes. So that shall pass.
Yeah, that's good advice. So what advice do you think you need to give yourself right now? Can you give yourself your own loving kick in the pants?
Yes.
What's something you got to do, but you haven't done yet?
Yes. Talk less, listen more. That's all. Talk less, listen more.
I think that's always good advice, especially for me. So, all right. Any last words you want to give my listeners as they are working on their own journey of being accountable? What advice would you give them?
Just be yourself. Think for yourself and use other people's experience and see how it works for you. And wish you all best of luck.
All right, guys. Now you understand why I am the way I am, because I have this amazing mom to take care of me and support me and always listen. And I love you. I'm grateful for you.
I love you too, honey. You are the best thing happen in my life, beside my children and my grandchildren. All of you. All of you are in one package, and all of you are mine. Thank you.
All right, guys. I'll see you next week for another episode of Your Loving Kick in the Pants. Thank you for listening, friends. If you got value out of this episode, I would love for you to drop a review or share this with a friend. Let's be real. Let's spread the word, because we all know someone who could use your loving kick in the pants.